Alright, that moves us on to our round 8 predictions. I'll be honest, just a warning to you NRL fans out there. I'm praying it's not. But I don't know what round it was. It might have been round 4 or something. There was a week where there was an absolute flogging. So I think it was Easter weekend. I'll be honest, I think we might be in for another one this week, guys. Guys and girls. I just think this is going to be a gnarly weekend. I'm not tipping any upsets. I'm going to give you an upset of the week, but I'll be open and honest. When I tip this week, I'm going with the 8 favourites. I just don't see there being too many close games or interesting games. But that I could be proven wrong if a few teams turn up that I are assuming won't turn up. So we have my short bet of the week is Melbourne to beat the Sharks. The Friday 6 p.m. game, interesting time slot. Don't know if I'll go to that. We'll see. In Melbourne, look, I think the Sharks. They have beaten the Storm in recent years. I remember. I think they beat them at Shark Park maybe when Cameron Smith got simmed in a few years ago. But I just think the Storm will be too strong right now. The Storm are probably one of the safest bets to tip with. I know I never put the Panthers in the short bet of the week, but I don't know why. I'm just like, there's a loss coming around the corner, so I don't want to do that on that week. The Eels versus the Bulldogs is also a pretty sure bet. Yes, the Bulldogs did win last week, but the Eels don't lose to teams they should beat, so that's also pretty likely. But yeah, Storm versus the Sharks. The form the Sharks are in right now, yes, they've got very talented lineup, but I just think the Storm will be too good once again. Upset of the week, I'm going the Knights to beat the Roosters. I know I just talked up the Roosters for a long time there. I'm not tipping it, as I just mentioned before, but this is just what I think is the most likely upset to get up. It's a home game for the Knights. They've won one of their last 5, which is like, why are you tipping them, Hamish? But they're a good team. They're going to be there or thereabouts for finals, and the Tides have to churn soon. Otherwise, they're going to be out of that finals race before they know it. With teams like Manly, the Dragons, the Warriors, firing on all cylinders at the moment. Well, they're not really, are they? But you know what I mean. They're playing well, getting more wins than 1 and 5. So I just think the Knights have got to start winning somewhere. I think they were pretty competitive last week against the Panthers. And yeah, I think they could upset the Roosters here. Big Saturday night game. They don't get many primetime games at McDonald Jones Stadium, so should be a full crowd. And yeah, hopefully the Knights rip and tear there. Other games that are a chance of an upset, the Raiders could just bounce back against the Rabbitohs at home. Hopefully that's a good game, because on paper that's a good game. The Seagulls, if they keep it up, supposedly could beat the Panthers. You never know. Broncos could bounce back against the Titans. Cowboys could continue their run against the Warriors. Tigers could bounce back against the Dragons, but I'm not really backing any of those with too much confidence. The game spreads I like, so for your multis. So obviously I don't gamble responsibly and I don't like giving betting advice, but these are the ones that I fancy the most. The Storm at minus 17.5 against the Sharks. I can see two worlds here. I can see a really grubby game, low scoring, Friday night, 6pm classic, 12-10 type. But then I can also see the Storm coming out and putting on 50 points like they have the last 3 weeks. And the Sharks only putting up 12 or 16 points. So I think there's a solid chance the Storm win by more than 3 tries. The way they're playing right now is pretty unstoppable, so yeah, I like them for that. Titans at minus 12 versus the Broncos. I am scared of tipping against the bad teams, because whether it's a team that's not so great like the Titans, but I'm scared the Broncos will come out and play well one week, but I think we've seen enough weeks of poor footy from them to start to be a little bit more confident in that. Titans, I think they got their wake-up call at Manly. I think that was a turning point for them, and I think they're going to be a bit more consistent now. And I think they're going to rock up to Suncorp. And wait, why are they playing it? Are they playing at Suncorp? I actually don't know. I swear they played at Suncorp like 3 weeks ago. Anyway, I actually don't know what's going on there. But yeah, Titans minus 12. It's only 2 tries. I think that's a solid chance of happening. And then I've got the Warriors minus 4 versus the Cowboys. I say this pretty much on every podcast, AFL and NRL. If the team you're tipping has a handicap of less than a try, I always think it's a good option to go with them. Very few games are decided by under 6 points, so if you like them, basically get on them. So yeah, the Warriors minus 4 versus the Cowboys. I think I think the Warriors will win. Therefore, I think they will win by more than 4 points. So, yeah, I like them there. But, yeah, look, it's a tough week in terms of finding value for your multis. I just don't think there's going to be too many upsets, sadly. As I mentioned, I'm tipping the 8 favourites. For tipping, very boring, but I honestly don't think these upsets are too likely or too predictable, basically.
It's a miracle! Oh, yeah! What about that one? No! Unbelievable! Balotelli! Aguero! Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle.